guess this is the start. Hello, I am wanting to start this new series with a few friends. As you can see, some stuff has already been done. Hey, cat, you're ruining it. I'm trying to do an introduction and you're just yelling all over the place. You be quiet, go snuggle with someone else. Okay, well, you're just gonna have to contend with the sounds of a cat in the background. Anyways, I've tasked myself in this little new series that I hopefully will continue, be a continuing thing. I've tasked myself for the first bit is to transform what you see here. So this was something that was built as the beginning. It's a bit of a creative thing. Basically, if you can see past the vines, it's a trader. So different villagers or mobs give different trades. It's just set up by the person who owns the server. Now he's giving me permission to basically make this a unique build, make it look a little bit better than it does now, because frankly it's a bit messy, if I'm going to say so myself, although it has an appeal as messy of its own. So, oh god, that didn't make any sense. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to maybe get myself set up, get started, use the kit that has been given to me, and kind of get myself settled, and I'll be back. The pranks have already begun, folks. I come down here trying to find ores and stuff in this beautiful little cave, and someone had the bright idea to put a cave spider just beyond here. I've blocked it up now. Not after quite a lot of sacrifice. Anyways, I'm just in the process of getting all my stuff. I'll come back when I'm better settled. So I'm digging along here, thinking I'm all clever following the subtitles, you know, with the mob sounds and stuff. Thinking I'm gonna find another cave, you know, somewhere to find some good ores, to, you know, get myself settled. Instead, I'm just right to the surface. Silly me. So I've done a little bit of preliminary scouting. I've mined a couple of resources, and I've figured about roughly about the size of building I want to do. So here is kind of the basic outline of the materials I'm gonna try to get. 4 stacks of this, 3 of that, 2 of this, maybe 1.5 of that. I want to add some color, and this is the only really available color. I don't want to go all the way over to the big orange biome, which is somewhere in that direction. And then that, and these are just extras. So I'm going to spend a little while getting those, and then I'll come back and I'll start building, and I'll get a foundation ready. Alright, well, it's been a little while. Kind of got myself settled. I have a bunch of materials, and I've got a chicken farm over there. That thing took like 15 minutes to capture. It's such a pain in the butt. Anyways, here we go. I've got this. I've overindulged a little bit, as you can see. Let's put that in there. But I think that's a good thing, because I usually underestimate the size or when I'm building. I always think, okay, this is going to make me need 2 stacks, and suddenly it needs 5, and I'm left without anything. So I think it's best to have more than what's necessary in order to have a bit excess, so I don't have to go mining halfway through, because that sucks. Then you lose your train of thought. So I'm going to start on a foundation, kind of get things cleared up, maybe expand this dirt around a little bit so I have something to work with. I'll work on this mountain later on, maybe just extend it down to there. But for now, I'll get a foundation laid and I'll come back then. Alright, so I've made a little bit of progress. Not very much. I've basically expanded the base, but I thought I'd start filming because one of the fellow players has joined me. We've just been having a little bit of a chat. I'm pretty sure I spelled shenanigans wrong. But you might be wondering, oh, there's a door here. Well, that's because I actually died and respawned while I was resource gathering earlier. I forgot to show it in the previous clip. So we put doors here so none of us would get stuck. Which would suck because there's nothing I can do because we don't have /kills. So that's kind of funny. Alright, I'll see you when I've done more progress. So, I really want to show you what I've done, but as you can see I'm in a little bit of a predicament. It started raining, so these guys don't burn. I haven't slept in a while, so there's a lot of them. So, I'm just going to relog and, you know, see where that's at. But I can't really do anything about my situation, because as soon as I try to get out, they're going to get me. So, in a pickle, what are you going to do? So, I think the phantoms are gone, finally. So, I get to show you what I wanted to show you. Okay. So this is what I've made so far, and in my opinion it's a little bit messy, so I think I'm going to change just these little stone pillars, just to make it a little more little easier to look at. But I don't intend this to be the main focus of this episode. I want to talk more later about how this is going to become, or how I want this to become a series, and just lay out the plans I have for this world and with friends and stuff. So, I'm going to get on with an idea I had on how to change this. Let's see if this looks any better. I just break these and add a different kind of framework that possibly fits better with the colors. I've been trying to add in this stripped log more often. This is a new material and I haven't really worked with it before, so I just wanted to kind of experiment with it and see how good I can make it look. Just to kind of, let's see. Yeah, I think that's a little bit better, just in terms of not design. Obviously, I like that design better. It's a lot more intricate, but this one suits the overall build better, I think, just because it's a little less in your face. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this design all the way to down the other sides. I'm going to make a roof, and then I'll be back. And then we'll discuss what our plans are. And hopefully most of those come to fruition. Alright. I've finished up. I'm really happy with this. I really like the way it turned out. It's a nice feeling when you do something for a little while and then it just turns out just in the way you expected. Obviously, it's not the best build in the world, and maybe sometime later in this series, if it becomes a series, I'll come back and fix it or make it better as I see fit. But for right now, I want to keep it like this. I really enjoy it, working on it. You know, it's like a little bit of a monument of sorts to, you know, the first build I've ever done on YouTube ever. So, yeah. And with that, I'm going to move on to the main purpose of this episode, which is to explain what this, you know, world and series, and hopefully series, what this world and video and stuff are all about. So yeah, let's get to that. Oh yeah, before I get to that though, I just want to show you around a bit. You know, because I didn't really give this thing justice, or what I think is justice, I don't know. Make your own opinions. What do you think in the comments? If anyone happens to watch this ever, I want your opinions in the comments. It's just, yeah, I tried to use the materials available in the region, and it worked out okay, I think. Always, I try to keep depth in mind, so it's not just a flat surface, but I feel like it works for a starter build. Alright. Now, finally, on to the main purpose of this episode, which is to plan the rest of what I hope this is. Oh crap, it's during night, I should probably sleep. I've had some serious phantom problems, as you may have saw earlier, so sleeping is definitely a priority right now. So as soon as I've just, you know, like, woken up, I'll get to the main purpose of this video. Oh, just in time. Yeah, I don't know what it is. I'm not sure how phantoms work yet, but I have slept a couple nights in a row and they've still spawned, so I'm not taking any chances, because, you know, I'm kind of tired of dying. At this point, I'm sorry about the frame rate. I've done the best I can. I don't know if I can do any better without sacrificing more of the video quality. I mean, I don't have the best computer in the world, so if I ever upgrade, it'll be better, but for now, I'm just going to have to deal with this. So, in my little gift box I have, there's this map. I think this is it. Nope, that's not it. It's the other one. This is our region. You can see, if I, let's see, pause. You can see double spaces over there. That's one of the other players. Here's another person's base. I've got a couple others, and then that's an ice spikes biome in the corner right here, where this. Hopefully I have the setting on where you can see the cursor. Pretty sure I do. But if you look down at the bottom, I'll pause again. Right down here, in this orange spot here, there's this big giant lake right here. It's in really nice value. I've done some scouting in spectator mode, as we all did just previously, claiming our base areas, and now the world's been reset. So what I plan to do over the next few videos is first build a little bit more in this community area, and then have a bit of an adventure with all my items down there once I've collected sort of enough resources to start, because it is a bit of a desert, so it's kind of hard to, you know, get things from scratch there. If it'd be nice to have a jump start, have a little bit of a jump start. But now I want to go over to a single player world and just experiment, to kind of show for myself and anyone who's watching what kind of style I want to be building in this series. Obviously it's very modular and I can change it at any time, but just for the main base area. I want to have a little bit of a town in the ravine. It's a really cool area, and I can't wait to show you guys. So, without further ado, let's warp using the power of video editing to a creative world. So I've generated a world with just the biome I need. There's no valleys here, at least not that I can find, but it just provides a little bit of a backdrop, for what I want to be working with. I think this is a new feature. I really like it. It's neat. Although I wish, and there probably is a way to do that. I'm just not aware. I wish there was a way you could, create just a world with 2 biomes. Maybe I'll experiment with that later. I don't know. But if I just turn to game mode 1, I'm gonna start building with my palette, and I'll come back with you then with a couple, house designs and just base designs in general. I'm not sure where to go. Just get my creative side warmed up, I suppose. I think I really like this. It seems almost more suited to a regular desert, but I think I can make this work. I have to keep in mind that my materials are going to be limited. Whoa, the frames. And, I won't have access to all the blocks that would be ideal, so I've tried to limit myself to more of just a basic palette of what I can normally find. Obviously, these houses wouldn't be habitable. I wouldn't live in them at all. They'd just be purely for decoration. My base would be something bigger. I'm thinking of something big, but I want to keep it to myself for now, just to make it all that more special. So yeah, without further ado, I think it's pretty much time to wrap this up. I don't really have any more things I want to add for this. I'm really looking forward. Hopefully I can edit it all together in a good period of time, and this won't be like 7 years later or something, and Minecraft is now obsolete, and I'm just a little wailing old boy in the corner. But yeah, I think I'm done. So, I don't really know how to conclude this other than to say goodbye. And